We are getting two big music biopics in pretty close succession from one another. We had Bohemian Rhapsody last year that seemed to tick all the enjoyable notes, but wasn't really a deep dive into the characters of Queen. And now we are getting Rocketman, and there is a few more similarities between it as well, because Dexter Fletcher went in and did a few reshoots on Bohemian Rhapsody as well, and his directing style in this movie is something a little bit different and something unexpected from the movie I was going into. This is Elton John's story, his rise from a small boy to stardom, global stardom at that, and how it affected him, as well as some of the other turbulent times within his life. And the movie starts off from him as a young boy, and it kind of moves along at a brisk pace. Now, one of the things about this movie that was most jarring, or something I wasn't expecting, was the amount of song and dance numbers and the surreal moments that they carry through as well. And one of the best things about them is they're not just there just to be a flashy song and dance number. They're used as transitions of time, or to allow us to experience the emotion that he had at that moment. The song may have came years later, but it's pinpointing it down to a place and a time, a feeling, and how he was at that time. I thought it was a little fantastic touch, a shorthand for the movie, because the problem with biopics for me is you're trying to cover such a span of time that you're never going to touch on all the points or satisfy all the people. This story, boiled down, is all about Elton John's dealing with trauma, dealing with his distorted family life and his rise to fame, his sort of challenging ability to be accepted almost, and how he coped with that, and how it led him down a spiral of alcohol and drug abuse. And it's all done in this colourful and vibrant style, along with these extremely surreal but just fantastic moments. You've seen the trailer probably. You've seen the moment where he's playing in a club and he starts to hover above the piano, and all the crowd start to hover up as well. And that's just what the movie has lots of moments like. It's kind of showing the elation and how it affected everybody in the room, how the atmosphere and the sheer jubilation of that moment just was unlike anything else, and just raised people off, did something fantastic, something they may never experience again. But there's other moments that are sort of sorted round about his lifetime, his time scale of how he transitioned from like a 10-year-old boy to a 16-year-old young man. There's a song and dance sequence that kind of alludes that time, and it's great. It's really interesting camera work here, and the choice and the decision to do some of these things, and I feel that it works tremendously well in making the story move forward at a brisk pace. This is also a movie that's not shy about delving into some of the sordid and twisted things that happened. It doesn't, hide away from those moments. It brings them to the forefront as a defining point in this character's life, something that defined him in one way or another at that moment. Whether it be good or bad, warts and all, this really does a dive into the character. Now, I didn't know Elton John or too much about him. I knew some of the songs, but that was about it. So it was refreshing to go into this tale to see where he started, how he got to where he was going, and the sort of demise that mirrored his rising star at the same time, and how the success fueled his ability to become so self-deprecating at points. Rocketman, for me, and it is going to be compared with Bohemian Rhapsody, is the better movie. Hands down. The way it delves more into the character, the way it shows more of the turbulent times, as well as the successes, and the way it focuses on just this most defining period of this person's life is just great. The direction's fantastic. Those surreal song and dance moments were delightful, as they just were used for more than just flash. It wasn't just a fancy scene because it could be. By tying it into an emotion, to use it as a time transition was fantastic. But if I was given the choice between this and Bohemian Rhapsody, I would rather watch that because it was the more fun movie. It was the more catchy one because I probably grew up with Queen songs. They're very different movies, but they're equally good as well. You know, I think they're definitely worth checking out. If, like me, you knew nothing about Elton John, it's worth going into just to experience his tale. I think it's fun. I think it's visually exciting. I think it has really great pace and moments. Lots of great production and design work going into the time of when the movie takes place. Some of the characters are just downright hilarious as well. I had a quick time at the cinema watching this. It just flew by as I was engrossed by this tale, and I think it's worth checking out. I'd love to know your opinion of Rocketman. Let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.